see. I probably have a couple more small ones. Looking for about 1,500. Do I have any tier 2? There we go. That'll work. Hey, Beam. No, I saw level up was up. I was kind of low on most classes of tier 4 class catalysts, and I asked my fiance, I was like, "Hey, who should I level up?" Well, at first I opened 30 tier 4 class catalysts and I got a ton of Mystic. So it had to be a Mystic, sorted by Mystic, and I was like, "Hey, who should I take up?" And she was like, who have you said is bad?" She picked Purgatory, and I was like, wow, rude, but also that works out for me. Hey, Batman. Thanks so much. Glad to have you here. Hey, Cyber. Yeah, and honestly, I've been meaning to rank Purgatory for a long time. I don't think I should have claimed all of those. Yep, I clearly should not have. Alright, well now I'm sitting on some Mystic for next time. That's alright. And she's only Sig 20, right? Yeah, how does this scale again? I'm seriously considering giving her some SIGs. So it's duration for those, and potency for the armor break and the power steal is pretty good. What does it scale to? 35%? That might be worth giving SIGs. That's very linear. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Bean. It's funny how a month after the feature openings, you're like, whoa, I opened a lot of stuff all at the same time. Yeah, I really like Purgatory Batman. Hey Martin, happy Friday. I agree, loser. I think that she needs the fall off tune up that Torch didn't. Like it was actually a bit of a mistake for him. Oh, do I need to move an AQ? I know I did earlier. Oh, you know what? Let's take down King Groot real quick. This is not particularly entertaining, so I apologize to y'all, but it's actually a good showcase of Venom Pool. And it'll clear people and allow me to use a lot of energy quickly. And then we'll head in. But yeah, I like Purgatory a lot, but I agree. I think the Rampage is a little bit too finicky. Um, and I think the lifesteal is too weak. That was dumb. Alright, come on, buddy. So dangerous at the wall. Jerk. Okay, come on. But that is why we eat the armor break early on purpose. because you need the healing in this fight. Oops, okay. Come on, block. Yeah, there we go. Goes unblockable. Boom. Come on, buddy. This is the most dangerous day for this particular fight because the unblockable special 2 is just so much worse than anything you have to deal with on the others. Yeah, this is map 8. It's so scary when it doesn't om-nom until the last hit. You're like, oh god, please. Please don't go yellow. Oop. Here it comes. Yep. That's why the unblockable is so dangerous. Alright, we know he's gonna heal, but that's actually good for us because we need some time for willpower to do its work. But that's fine. I'll close it out. Alright, a lot of people came in during that fight. Yeah, we are definitely the slow group in AQ, Paul, and we know that. A lot of people with day jobs. Hey, Ghost Dog, how's it going? Welcome, Scarco Larson. Thanks for the raid, man. In a perfect place to get that rampage mechanic rectified. It is on my list. Basically, what I want to do to tune her up, though, requires a fair amount of practice, and so I want to get really comfortable with the coding before I dive into it. Yeah, Mojo would be super awesome. I remember playtesting that before he came out. Venompool's a pretty reliable solo option. It's just not quick. Hey, Infamous. Welcome, Shoshiko. It's funny, Cyber. Hope you get him soon. That makes sense, Scarco. Doing a map on your own doesn't sound too bad. Okay. Mercenary Guardians. Ooh, you know who's a mercenary? um... Oh, this is the one people hate with evasive maneuvers. Oh, no. That's something else. Okay. Wait, let me look at the boss. Okay, I remember this one. Mystic Heavy. Yeah, because the only cosmic I have that would actually deal with that particularly well is Venom Pool, and he's not here. So you are coming. Then could use you. She's not great with power struggle though. So yeah, I think instead I'll just go with Claire. All right, and then our mercenaries. Yeah, we'll bring crossbones. Sure, why not? I haven't used Hit Monkey in a while. Man, I wish Luke was better. And then, are there any guardians I care about? I feel like no. At some point I'll get around to ranking Mantis. Rocket is not high enough yet. Then, let's just bring a synergy for you. Yeah, that'll work. What do you do for this? Perfect. Perfect. Alright. You can use anyone? Yeah, no, I know. Sorry you're missing Carl, but I am very jealous of that double Atuma. That's one I want badly. Hey, Rye, I'm doing okay. Better night than this morning, honestly. Whoa! Alright. Alright, why don't you throw a special now? Thank you. Literally leveling Atuma. Rude. Uh, I'll just get him from a skill nexus at some point. How many crossfights did I pick up? 5. Good. When do you get the crossfights again? I wasn't really paying attention. It's just on the bleed? No, stun. Wait. Yeah, okay, it's on the bleed. Cool. Hit Monkey will be great. Still no Carl? Ah, sorry. Hey, Snoops, how's it going? Whoops. I missed it. Flimsy little monkey. Those Furies are nice, though. Jabari is a sweet rank 4. Definitely on my list at some point. Hey, Renzo, how's it going? I actually thought that special one would do it, but that's okay. Hey, Zach, how's it going? I gotta admit, I'm not too worried. It's his EQ. How is Daredevil not a mercenary? I guess, was he never part of the Heroes for Hire? That I thought that overlapped at some point. Oh well. Need a rank 3 hit monkey. Yeah, he's really solid. Woo! Those were some nice crits. Duped Shuri today. Yeah. No, I think her dupe is pretty solid. I'm not in a rush to rank her. Not because I don't think she's good, and not because I don't think she will be good until her buff, but she's just not super necessary on my account, and so I'm just not in a rush. I probably will end up taking her up before her buff, though. She's great. That's interesting. Oh, can that charge not be prevented? Or can that evade not be prevented? Oh well, this works. Hmm. Hey, Lizard. I appreciate that. And that last fight was a little bit not bad, but just haphazard. Same as always, Entrasis, a week after they went down. Played around with her a bit. She seems okay. I need to figure out the best way to do short fights with her. I think that's kind of the reason for the buff, is that right now there are ways to do short fights with her, but she's not particularly good at it. So we'll be addressing that. Yeah, Crossbones is great. Oh, please don't start that conversation, Snoops. Yeah, I can see mutants being good for that one. Oh, I am never going to get to the special 2. This was actually a bad... I should have brought Diablo instead. Cool, that'll work. Right, kinetic reactor makes that less safe than it could have been, so we actually have to bait this, because I didn't want him going red. Oops, wrong one. That's alright. Thought that was a swipe at the end there, but that's alright. Whoa, that one stung. Alright, that's fine. We'll finish it with somebody else. Or not. God, the shocks are so weak. Why are you so bad? Really should have killed me. And Trasis, you can't blame him for starting it if you're the one actually trying to instigate. Rank 5 APOC may actually be useful in Battlegrounds? Yeah, that's probably a pretty good meta for him. Yeah, I get you, Infamous. Good luck on the Legends title. My Claire's rank 3. I don't know. She was a mainstay for a long time, so it's not that I don't want to rank 4 because I don't think she's good. It's more that like other mystics have been more relevant to what I've needed to do recently, and I played enough of her that I'm not really in a rush. Yeah, it's kind of what it is right now, Infamous. She's an excellent champion, but like I proved she's excellent for like 2 years in a row in content, and I'm good for a bit. All right, Spider-Verse. Let's try that 3 times. Symbiote, Sinister Six. Hmm. This is the one where Venom turns off things and it gets weird. All right, this is gonna be odd. Okay. Where's the boss? Cool. We just bring someone who's XL, so that's Kingpin. Like he'll have a lot of special attacks. We might bring somebody else. We'll check. Hmm. Oh, maybe we'll just use Joe. That sounds fun. If we can't glance. Yeah, let's do that. What's the other one? I don't know. Bring Mole Man? Guess. Okay, so here's the problem, Infamous, is that I'm pretty sure we have instances. What did I just click on my mouse? Sorry. I'm pretty sure we have instances of both in the game. Because if we look at Infamous Iron Man, his power burns are clearly energy. It says energy power burn. But I think most power burns are actually direct. If you look at the visions, where is this? Special attacks. That doesn't say anything. Inflicts direct damage proportionate to the amount lost. So the answer is basically both. But I think normally direct and Infamous Iron Man is the weird one. I'm clicking skip. I guess poorly. And Tracis, you're in a weird mood tonight. I maintain that stun does need to be longer. Whoops, that's on me. You know what? I have so much energy. Let's just restart this. It's been a while since we've had this particular combo, and I need to remember how it feels again. Kind of feels like Entrasis has partaken of some substances that are not legal in all jurisdictions. Took my 6-star OG Hulk to rank 2. Nice, Robert. Yeah, he does look fun. Yeah, exactly, Snoops. It really does feel like a rhythm to me. Hmm. I don't think we were supposed to evade there, given that this is Emma. How do I like Overseer? Overseer's fantastic. I've never been the Overseer guy in my battle group. We've always had somebody else with a bigger one. But I assign him a ton. Um, the ton part is mainly when he's tactic, but I still assign him when he's not. We use the absolute crap out of him during debuff detox. We've sent a fair amount this season thus far. We have 2 rank 4s in my battle group. At one point, we had 3 rank 4s, maybe even 4. Um, and mine is a pretty high sig rank 3. He's very good. Nope, why did I do that? Scorpion synergy really should have some kind of limiter on it. Oh, we did lose our precision, didn't we? It's not like a synergy with Scorpion might be a wee bit overpowered as news being. Oh, absolutely, Cyber. He's very annoying. Here, boy. Wow, his counterattack animation is actually really bad for this node, huh? Dude, don't let them wear off. That's just rude. There we go. Scorpion has synergies? Allegedly, Paul. Uh, who are you asking about SIGs for? Was that for Overseer? Hey, Hike. Rank 4 Shang-Chi or Crossbones? That's a personal question. Oh, OG Hulk. Gotcha. I'll stay out of that one then. Because Shang-Chi is more versatile, and I think the ceiling on him might actually be higher. But you have to enjoy using him. Like, you have to enjoy either getting extremely used to the Wushus so that it's fairly automatic, and or going into every fight with a clear game plan so that you know exactly which strikes you're gonna do in which order, that kind of thing. Like he's a very good character, but it's very easy to be bad with Shang-Chi. He's not necessarily like a super high skill cap. The execution isn't that bad, but the planning and or that kind of tactical thinking is a high demand with him. Whereas Crossbones, the execution is probably harder because you're always looking for those heavy counters and finding places to enter overruns safely. But there's like no tactics. He's just all go, go, go. They're like two opposite ends of the skill class. Overseer sucks to fight. Y'all need to learn how to use Killmonger. Hey, Neto, how's it going, man? It's been a bit. Okay, again, shouldn't we not have been able to evade that? What the? Okay, that one we didn't. That was actually correct. I'm so confused. I see you, Paul. Pointing two fingers to my eyes, two fingers at you. Yeah, that's fair being on the heavy counters for Shang-Chi. Does Kabam work on the weekends? No. Like, people are sometimes around on weekends. I'm not saying nobody ever works on weekends because that's kind of the flip side of our relatively um like forgiving culture where sometimes if you have a doctor's appointment that has to be in the middle of the week, then you just don't you're not at work right then. You probably work later that day. Maybe you make some of it up later that day, earlier that day. Maybe you make up some of it on the weekend. But as a rule, no. Like, we're not some toxic firm where everybody is expected to be on call for the weekends. Been working a bit too much, so I've been lurking most of the time. I am now sorry I said some toxic burn, Neto, in case that felt like a shot. But I'm glad you've been around. The node cannot be reduced by ability accuracy. And yet there have been so many complaints of slow specifically stopping it. So that doesn't really make sense either, because that's what slow is. Seems kind of inconsistent. Besides, Anti-Venom's evade counter is ability accuracy. It's not like Venom where he just turns it off. It's minus evade ability accuracy. And so you'd think that would apply there. And see, there it didn't. I intentionally tested it. And yeah, it doesn't seem consistent to me. When I had the evade from the node, it works. When I have Spidey's evade, it's not 100%. Okay, but that was the evade from the node because you could see the cooldown on Spidey's personal evade. Am I wrong, AMK? Because I was looking, like, before I let myself get hit, I looked for the cooldown, and it was very clearly there. Because the node doesn't have a cooldown, right? That's why we're able to do the shenanigans with Mysterio. Like, I know it says it's unaffected by ability accuracy, but that doesn't seem to be what happened. The node was used, but it gave a cooldown for the personal for some reason. Okay, it's possible. Yeah, it actually is possible that Spidey's cooldown is listening for any evade. I'm not on bug fixing duty anymore. I'm not gonna bother. It's like, Quicksilver kinda is immune to slow. Not really. It's only above a certain momentum. And he's not immune, he just gives himself a stupid amount of extra ability accuracy under the hood. This is a judgment-free zone. It's okay, man. I'm at peace. I don't know what you mean, Barbarian. Whoops, forgot about that. That's fine. Sir. Steve. Come on, Steve. You wouldn't hit a girl, would you? Thank you. The Hammer of Justice is unisex. That sounds like something Ronan would say in an old comics, more so than Steve. That's very funny. Oh, right. I forgot about the node. Rude. You're not wrong, Zach. I don't know, man. But yeah, Quicksilver has a lot going on. How is it possible that some champ names get censored, yet people can freely advertise unit scams? Dude, I have no idea. Like, that's... I'm sorry, man, but that is, like, not only is that not even a little bit my job, but that's, like, such a small thing for me that I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna bug the people whose job that is. It's actually from one of the Batman animated series. That makes sense. It feels like the humor I grew up on. There's a chat in this game. That's kind of why I reacted that way, Scargo. All right, time to use that shiny new purgatory. Tech Awakening Gem, Silver Centurion, Penny, or Spidey. Spidey is in Stark. Hmm. That's a tough one. Because like if you have trouble countering Fury, if you play Battlegrounds and you are scared to death of him and you feel like you have to ban him instead of somebody else, there's a pretty decent argument for Penny. Um, Dark Spidey's probably the overall highest power level because his dupe giving him crit is what really elevates him into a nutty blitz attacker. But you do kind of have to like him for that. Silver Centurion, I think, is underrated, but he definitely needs more SIGs than the others. Judgment for free. That's funny. When did I join the Rank 4 Mysterio Club? I didn't. That is just a weirdly high SIG Mysterio with a relic. Mysterio was my Thronebreaker rank up, and so I took him to like SIG 1. Actually, I don't think I think I maybe gave him like 20, 40 SIGs ever. Um, but yeah, he's very high SIG, which is why the gas comes around so often. Very happy with that. But yeah, that's what you call it. Not rank 4. I may do that at some point. Let's bring him just in case. And Purgatory for sure. Who was it that has a crazy synergy with her? Is it Gore? The one that actually makes her crossfights good? Rintra, that's the one. Okay. Take care, Bet. Yeah, we might as well bring Rintra. And then who else do I want to use? Carl isn't really good for these nodes. Longshot's fun. Hmm. Yeah, let's use Maw. He ramps quickly on the Furies. How good is Magneto X without his dupe? Solid, but he is a lot easier to play with it, honestly. Didn't think Silver Cent necessarily needed high sig. The big attraction was his dots for passive. And yeah, that's the thing. It's more just that I guess he doesn't necessarily need high sig. If you're trying to keep consistent damage output, you want high sig for the extra time to refresh. Um and then high sig lets him do that play style better because he has the extra block proficiency to stay in close. Rip Aspedosh. That makes me feel better though, because I did say that would happen. That's very funny. Yeah, Snoops, I'm with you there. Kevin Conroy was one of the greats for sure. Yeah, Mysterio's good. That is just wild to me, Zach. That actually is good to hear that that Slugberg is still around. I was mildly worried about that. Whoops, I... Oh, it's been way too long since I've played her. That was just a scrub moment. That's not the same. See, this is what I mean. Like, the lifesteal, even with 4 Furies, is just super underwhelming. I really love almost everything else about her, but I think the skill soul and the lifesteal are just not strong enough. Yeah, Purgatory does have pretty cool sound design, I'm with you there. Yeah, that's what we mean. If the Rampage fell off just even slightly slower, we would have been in it already for... Or Bloodthirst fell off slightly slower, we would have been in it already for the Special 2. Are we not nullified? Oh, because we don't have the Cosmic Soul. Duh. See, this is part of the problem, but that's okay. This is honestly fine. I'm having fun. Yeah, some of the best animations the team has ever done, honestly. Purg is way, way up there on that list. I know exactly what you mean, PWF. I think part of the reason that I cut sound out of my war videos is because it would probably interfere with my voiceovers. God, I love Maw. Except right there, where I definitely thought I hit the special button and nothing happened. It's okay. Wait, is it filtering out cream cheese again? Why? That's so annoying. Thank you for letting me know he was here, PWF. Like, I'm sure it's because of the name, but like you've been here enough. That's so weird. Anyway, how's it going, man? Always in your stream? I need to look up a way to put to make live chat the default and not top chat. That annoys me so much. That sucks. Whoa! Alright. Alright, I'm going to say this and ask you to reserve judgment for a minute. I was trying to dex out of that, and yes, I was trying to dex the wrong way. I know how reverse controls works. So that was frustrating. Yeah, I'll check it out and see if it's possible for me to set that default differently. Okay. We'll look at that later. Just did a quick search for myself to remind. Class gem on Elsa over Valkyrie? I don't think that's crazy at all. Valkyrie is higher prestige, but she's not for everybody, and Elsa is very good. Beautiful. Tried that and same thing. That is weird. Sorry, now I'm actually looking because I'm annoyed. Good lord. There's a thread on Reddit 3 years old, and a response even last month saying, okay, I guess this still hasn't changed. Oh, that's so annoying. They don't want there to be a default because they want you to use top chat, so it filters out undesirables, which apparently means cream cheese. I'm still sorry to hear that, man. When I will try to remember when I can to swap it when I start streams. It's super annoying. I don't know where you're going with that, Barbarian. You say that like all subreddits are the same. There are some that are legitimately just communities of creators. I've gotten a lot of helpful info on Reddit over the years. Just don't expect it on r/all. This Kingpin is very annoying. Yeah, I appreciate it, PWF. Yeah, it makes sense, Barbarian. I mean, and for the record, I don't go to Reddit for these kinds of things. It's just that I acknowledge these communities exist, and often some of the best answers for generic stuff like this on Google are Reddit threads. Because if you see that, oh, this was asked on the specialized subreddit for this niche thing, then I'm willing to click on it. What's the deal with ruptures glowing? I don't know, Kai. I've noticed that on some things lately. Hey, noob, how's it going? Nice, Gorkali. Congrats on that. I'm sorry, what the frick was that? How about you throw a special? I guess I'm glad I brought two options. Good lord. Whoop. Yeah, that's fine. What am I going to rank for the beauty? Do you mean Storm? I can't. I've come close a couple times. She might be next. I just wish her crit rate was a bit higher. How's Void? Void is excellent. In Battlegrounds, he is more of a defender most metas. If you if you don't rise quite as high, or actually, given where you are in the game, this is not a shot. This is literally saying, based on our discussions about Medusa, your roster is probably not developed to the point where Void is too slow in Battlegrounds. He might legitimately be a good attacker for you, especially giving you options against like Mephisto or Absorbing Man, some of those stall mystics. Yeah, Void is great. The thing is, you probably do want him awakened. Yeah, it was kind of nice, Dan. Um, the tech attacker one. How dumb is it to want your first rank 4 duped for prestige reasons? Not dumb at all. That's standard for a lot of people, honestly. Well, that's kind of awkward. Hulkling and Venompool are both in AQ. I'm actually going to need to fight Viv. Oh, that's very funny. All right. I don't want to bring Gallon. Yeah, let's bring Nova. Why not? Fun rank up versus prestige rank up is a bit of a sliding scale. Um, See if you can find someone who is both. Hey, Walrus. How tier... Feel like you left out a number there that's pretty important for me to be able to respond to it, unfortunately. Oh, does this have redlining? I didn't notice. Too busy making sure Claire here didn't get too many charges. Yeah, it must. I really hope I dupe my Omega Sentinel at some point. Relics? Oh, yeah. That has been talked about. They are looking at it, honestly. I talk to some of the economy people from time to time. I don't know exactly when and how, though. I just know it's on the radar. Would I rank for a high sig Domino or Korg first for Battlegrounds? Korg for me. Domino is more of just like a roster check most of the time. Korg can be, but even his good counters, he slows them down. So I think he's significantly better. Rank 4 Jabari is a solid one, though. If you have her at rank 4 and you know how to use her, then you can find places she shines, is kind of how I feel about that one. She's definitely a little flimsier in war, though. That's for sure. I have 5 rank 3 6 stars, including Clairvoyant dupe, 34 rank 2s. I mean, Battlegrounds is rarely easy because it's likely going to match you up against other people with similar sized accounts. And so the question is not what your account is. The question is how good are you relative to other people with your account size? And so like developing your account in my opinion is good in Battlegrounds. Is always good. I've seen some things floating around online that are like, "Oh, don't rank things up cuz Battlegrounds will get harder." No. Rank things up because ranking things up is how you have more and more relevant options for Battlegrounds. It's a silly idea. But the thing about Battlegrounds is try to make sure the characters you put in your deck, you actually understand how they work. And not just like what their best matchups are, but what some of the peculiarities of their kits are that let them take other things. Like I'm talking Havoc, everyone knows Havoc is Incinerate immune. Everyone knows Havoc goes on defense if they don't have somebody with an armor and could potentially be dangerous there. But I'm talking about remember Havoc also is a good nuke if you use his heavy. Remember Havoc has non-contact hits, so he can take Korg, right? Like those are the kinds of things that you want to know about your roster, and that's what makes you better at Battlegrounds, in my opinion. I have way more rank 3s than I do rank 2. But that's just a progression thing. Good man. Grandmaster, there are a lot of YouTube videos on that one, and that's honestly my advice, is watch the YouTube videos. It's a bit much to just explain verbally. My one piece of advice is if you're not comfortable with reverse controls, try and bring at least one counter for that phase. Bring people who have some kind of red numbers so that you can satisfy all the prompts. And then the third thing is when it comes to his special one, be deliberate in baiting it. And what I mean by that is don't just spam dashback. Spamming dashback against the Grandmaster is a recipe for getting hit in the face with his special and dying quickly. You want to dash back, wait, leave yourself open, and then be able to dash back when he actually throws it. You don't need Professor X. I beat the Grandmaster all, 6 times on my account without any reverse controls. You just kind of have to get used to it. Like, start against somebody like Emma, right? And just get used to, duel against Emma with somebody who isn't immune to reverse controls. Just practice the forwards and backwards. You get used to that, you can take it with anyone. I did most of my Grandmaster work with Claire. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you can find an unduped null to fight, because the unblockable does add a bit of a complication, and practice fighting unduped null, allowing the reverse controls to hit, you'll get more used to it as well. The thing is, any of them, Gorkali. That's kind of what I'm getting at. The Grandmaster can be soloed with anyone. Like, you ideally want somebody who has some kind of damaging effect. So, like I said, you want some kind of red numbers, which is why I probably wouldn't prioritize Hulkling. But as long as you have that, and you have the ability to crit every once in a while, almost anyone can take him. It's more about learning the fight than about a specific RPG interaction. Oh, that's bad. Don't let him throw the special too. Just kill him. Goodbye. Alright. Nah, Act 6 Barbarian. Think Grandmaster's the hardest of the special bosses? I know a lot of people feel that way. He might technically be hardest. Gwenmaster was my least favorite. A couple of those phases, the AI just was not playing along for me. Whoops. Okay. Dexes are not going great right now. Don't love that. How about you throw that? There we go. Goodbye. What a jerk. He waited out Eradicate so the power drain wouldn't trigger. Thanks, Score Colleague. I'll say like this is not preening, but like if you feel like I play well, the main reason is because I took Act 6 as like a level up moment. I didn't just try and blitz through it using Magneto, Hercules, Nick, and Doom for everything. In part because a couple of those didn't exist when I did Act 6 and I didn't have the others. Um, but just like really look at fights as like RPG asks, right? I need poison immunity here. I need this many buffs. I need armor breaks. And then try and look at your roster and directly answer those. That will help you figure out how to use more champions. If you figure out how to use more champions, you'll also understand how more champions work. And that will start to show you how to use other champions against those champions, and it's just a cascading process. Hold on, I need to hit her block. Okay, there we go. Should have hit it more than once, but that's alright. Why did I rank 4 Nova? I'll use him next time. I like Nova. He was not an early rank 4 for me, though. It was more because he goes on defense for Alliance War. He's a good defender in Battlegrounds. And he's kind of a last-ditch attacker. He's not amazing as an attacker, but he has his uses. He can actually hit decently hard. But Nova is one of those people where he's at his best when you have, like I said, he wasn't an early rank up for me. So he's at his best when you already have a few other cosmics good to go, and you can actually afford to sink stones into him. Because mine is Sig 180, and that makes him a lot better. You mean I shouldn't just use the same champ all the time? I don't recommend it. I want to be Thronebreaker fast because I want to rank 4 my champs. And that's the thing, is that, like, everybody tells you just rush to the next thing, rush to the next thing. But, like, my honest advice is that if it feels like you are trying to plow through a brick wall, that is the game telling you to slow down. Listen to it. Broaden your roster. Don't just try and grow really tall, right? Like, if you have... Like, you don't need a rank 4 this early. What your account needs is more rank 2s and rank 3s, especially breadth of rank 3s. Like, this game is designed for breadth. I think it's probably important to remember that a rank 4 is just like 15% stronger than a rank 3, right? Do you need one of your champions to be 15% stronger? Or do you need more champions that can actually do things because you keep running into challenges and you're like, well, I don't have anyone who answers that. I hope Magneto can do it. Most people are more in the second camp. And so I recommend, like, explore Act 6. Don't just rush for Act 7 after you're done. Do more paths of it. Use those resources to level up. Maybe do some variants. Like, build your roster out first. Hey, nerd, how's it going, man? Hydra members coming soon? Are there more Hydra members than Red Skull? I don't even know. Alright. Which one is the cosmic one? I played that the other night, right? It's this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's play some Nova. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Where is he? Delilah. As long as nobody from Tibet tells you to stop that. I'm chuckling. All the Magneto shade. Always Magneto shade. BGs will be back next week. Nope, I did the thing. Oh my god, I did the thing. There's something so incredibly embarrassing about losing planetary mass with Galen as an attacker. You're just like, I know, I'm sorry. That one was on me. I was trying to be cheeky and get another aptitude. God. I know this won't kill, but this is just a two-harvest kind of fight. Thursday? I meant Wednesday. I could be wrong, but I meant Wednesday. So annoying. Alright. In Nepal, it will come on Thursday? Oh, fair enough. Is that where you are, Gorkali? I don't recognize the name. But neat. Nodes seem challenging for next upcoming BGs? Yeah, I think so. Brute forces. Do I play on a tablet? Yes, I do. I'm on an iPad Pro. I'm more comfortable that way. That's not it, Asmitosh. Like, I get what you mean, but, like, that explains why people want to have three rank threes, right? That doesn't explain why people think that 5 stars are completely useless. How would I design Polaris if given the chance? I don't know enough about Polaris to answer that question, Dan. There's a fair amount of mutant stuff I still want to catch up on. I forgot that's how that worked. Wow, that's nice to rank Dark Tide that quickly. Hey. Rude. Apologies, I should have ramped him somewhere else. This is not the most exciting fight for Airwalker. Owie. Alright, well, guess we'll do Airwalker on the next path. Yeah, I don't normally do opening videos. I do sometimes, but it's not really my favorite genre of video, for one thing. And then the other thing about them is that, like, often I'm saving shards, and so there's not actually anything for me to open. I guess going unblockable is actually pretty nice there. Thanks for calling. Let's see, reading back. Yeah, the funny thing about that compensation is it would be weird for me to do a video on it because I'm the one that fixed the note for next time it comes back. Open 5-star crystals for ISO? Yeah. We all get there for sure. We already have one of those. Wow, Magnus. Wow. Yeah, Penny is tricky. Is any fight exciting for Airwalker? Yup, the second one. Airwalker is legitimately fun. I am going to insist on using him on the next lane. Yeah, that was fun, Stoops. That was pretty fun. If I could rebuild an existing kit of a chant presently in game. Ooh, non-sarcastic answers, because the sarcastic answer is probably Hercules or Magneto. And I say that, like, I wouldn't tear it apart, right? Like, I think Hercules is overpowered and needs a tune down, but I would, if I was given that task, my goal would be to unearth the interesting character that's under there somewhere. Anyway, but if we leave aside the overpowered ones, you're basically getting into, like, which characters do I want to buff? And that's a weird question for me to answer because I know that some of them have been taken and I know that I've taken some of them. But honestly, Nova's kind of on the list. And I've talked to Nova's designer because he still works at Kabam about this. And we have some similar ideas on it. Probably, like, we agree that the one of the core problems with his kit is that dashing gives him both of his currencies. It gives him power and Nova charges. And that makes him very difficult to control. It's a little bit too much of the human rocket thing without enough of the payoff. And so I'm not entirely sure how I would build it yet, but we've kind of gone back and forth, and I have a few ideas for how I would try and decouple those two. You need a bit more control than just the second medium. Why did I rank 5 Mr. Fantastic when I have Void, Spider-Ham, and Scorpion? Because Reed is better. Scorpion is more rawly powerful. I'm not going to pretend he's not. But if you haven't checked out some of my war videos, less so from this season. I haven't used him as much because I've been doing some stuff with Carl, but like, take a look and look for some of the ones with Reed on the thumbnail. He's extremely powerful. He's also just one of my favorites. That was a pretty darn good special, too, from Nova. Just for my mental health after the hammer is dropped. Bring it on. Not like I get what you're saying, Intrasis, and I do appreciate the sentiment. Because like there are serious mental health challenges to having this job and still continuing to be a member of the community. And so I appreciate that. But I will say I am not more prepared, or I am more prepared for that than for anything. For dealing with the crying and the salt that would come from nerfing Hercules the way he so deserves to be nerfed. I can just drink that in and thrive on it. Bring it on. The Polaris question is another way of asking how I would build Magneto. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think one thing that could be kind of cool would be to bring back Invisible Woman's shield mechanic. Because that's functionally like a kind of temp HP, right? Like if anybody has played Dungeons and Dragons, like that's the other thing it reminds me of. And it would be kind of cool to see that in a kid again. I really thought that last medium would kill him. It would be worse than 12.0? I don't think so. I was here for 12.0. A lot of endgame players know and agree that Hercules needs to be nerfed. I think there would be a lot of people supporting it and saying things along the lines of, I'm glad they finally had the balls to do it, rather than, oh, woe is me, they took my toy. Hadn't realized there's tier 6 class catalyst in the Paragon card selector. I haven't looked at that yet either. That's neat. As a Nova fan, I'd appreciate it if he didn't passively walk forward similar to Mantis. That's an interesting idea, Kevin. I don't know about burning his charges while idle. Like, because if you do both of those, then you're like, oh god, I'm losing my charges while I'm baiting specials, and that could very easily get into some other territory that might not be fun. But turning off auto run is a very interesting idea for his kit. Not saying Herc isn't absolutely busted and isn't deserving of a nerf, but what about all the people that invested materials into that champ? See, that's the thing. There's a few. Oh, all right, we're doing this in full. Okay. There are a few different layers to this. One, the materials that they invested, that's what rank down tickets are for. You can give people back their sig stones if you really want. Like, there are ways to handle that. I'm not worried about it. The money that goes into him, I have a few different responses to that. One, you got your mileage out of him. Anyone who spent serious money on Hercules has used him to abuse so much content. I just don't care. Like, you got your money. You're getting away with it. Yeah, I don't think that Kabam owes anything to those people to let them to continue to abuse content. And then the other thing that I've said before is that people love to use the car metaphor, where it's like, oh, Hercules is like a Lamborghini, and if I spend a lot of money on a Lamborghini, and then you take away, like, the engine or something, it's no longer a Lamborghini, and therefore you are stealing from me. I think that is garbage, because the problem is, A, your Lamborghini doesn't come with a contract that says we have the right to change this at any time because you don't fully own it, which is what the terms of service say for this game. But the more important point is that most people don't have a couple hundred cars. We take a quick look right here. I have 1,039 heroes. Now, realistically, I probably only play about 50 to 80 of those on a regular basis. But I am never going to have 50 cars. And the reason I bring that up is that it's not, when you're dealing with those numbers, relative power matters. And one character being that good makes everyone else worse by comparison. And so nerfing Hercules isn't taking money away by making him worse. It's also giving money back by making all of the other characters you have, all the other characters you've invested in, worth more. Because that's the thing, is that, like, it's not like the game will just keep being balanced around Hercules' BS if he's gone. And then everyone else has a chance to shine. I'm sure there are other points that I have there, but that's kind of the biggest one. Is it's just the car metaphor does not hold given the breadth of rosters in this game. I don't feel like Hercules needs to be nerfed. Well, I don't think you're paying enough attention, Prakar. Take a look at Tier 1 War. Take a look at how people are blitzing through Eternity of Pain, and if you can still say that with a straight face, I just don't agree with you, bud. And Entrasis brings up a good point, too. It's a huge feels bad for people who spend more money on the game because they don't have Hercules. That's not really fair either. When was the last time a rebalance made the champ unusable? Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, I don't think there's any danger of us pulling a Thor again. I think the company has learned too much. A lot of the people that were behind 12.0 are gone. And we've been paying attention. Like, I'm the most junior member of the team, so it's not like I'm going to say I won't let that happen. That would be incredibly arrogant and stupid of me. but I'll be here saying things. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I'm involved in Herc getting nerfed, haha, I'll make sure he's usable. Like, there is a fun, interesting kit buried in there. There's a lot of really good design work that went into Hercules. Our goal would not be to waste it. Jerk. Alright, I should have just gone directly into the special too after that. That was my fault. Made me sad that such a skilled player like Minash with super interesting rank ups and playstyles first rank 5 was Herc. Yeah, I agree, Snoops. Like, I'm not judging anybody who takes Herc to rank 5. It's an objectively good call. But it does make me sad, especially when it's somebody who's good with weirdos. Like, wasn't Menashe's first rank 4 Guardian? That's so much more interesting. Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from too, Dan. Like, so many games just nerf things all the time. It's weird that we even have to talk about it. I try not to use Herc for matchups where he doesn't work on paper. That's an interesting way to go about it, yeah. Like, if you use Hercules specifically because you're like, I care about True Sense here. Infuriate specifically is good in this matchup. Like, this is a buffed up matchup. Then he probably feels fine. The huge problem with Herc is it's just so much unearned damage and then a massive safety net. Corvus nerf? Are you talking about the AQ timeout stuff, Antrasis? Because I just can't take that seriously, calling that a nerf. Permanent content isn't the biggest deal in the game? Okay, that's just not true, Prakar. It really is not true. Where do you think a lot of the hard currency spend in this game comes from? Do you think more dev time, on average, goes into story content or tier 1 war? We as a company put a lot of money into permanent content in terms of just paying people to build things. And that means that permanent content is supposed to bring in a return. If Hercules walks all over permanent content that people spent money building for the community, then he is doing damage. Permanent content absolutely matters. Hey, Krekatal. Notice that as soon as Herc came into the game, Immortal Hulk's immortality was devalued. Yeah, that's a really good point. Game needs a content machine like that? Are you saying Hercules is necessary? Maybe I'm not understanding where you're coming from, Coach, because I don't agree at all. You would be incorrect, Karakartal, because if you use Uru form on node 22, you will die to incinerate. That, or you'll just allow him to build up a bunch of the flourish buffs and die that way. Magma is definitely better. You just need to invuln. And that war video is a week old now at this point. Namor's rebalance killed the character? No, it didn't. Namor's popularity is awful because people overreacted to it. I'll die on that hill. Namor is still quite good. Yeah, I was too slow to throw that special. Yeah, I am planning on doing the Viv Spotlight. I'm sorry. It's been kind of a long week. I do plan to get that out. Sorry, Deadpool. I'd say thank you for the reminder, but I literally was thinking about it earlier today. It's on my radar. Um, I'm not following what you're saying about Corvus and Trasus. Story titles are literally most important thing in some sense. Yep. That's not even true, Prakar. That's not even remotely true. His damage is online so quickly, and it dwarfs everyone else. I don't agree with you at all. Have you actually played with Namor lately, Antrasis? The dude slaps. Yeah, no, I get it, Scarco. That's why I'm trying not to say that Antrasis is just wrong. I'm just not following his point about Corvus. That is a good reminder though, and I appreciate you. Already took that on ILS a few times, very safe. Hmm. And that is in tier 1, Krakatol? Sorry, Deadpool. Doom is more relevant in war. Like, the current meta is making him a little bit harder to use, but Doom, like, I think some people are saying Absorbing Man is overtuned. Doom is objectively overtuned. He's like the uber mystic. He has all of the utility you expect from the class, and his base stats are too high. There's an argument that Absorbing Man needs the Sig more, so you could justify it that way, but Doom is Doom. Okay. I'll keep that in mind, Crackertall. I mean, I really don't think that the form choice was the problem there. I wasn't having any trouble pausing, and physical damage wasn't the issue either. It was literally just that I got backed up and ate a special 3, which, reminder, Uru does not save you from. That would have been a very simple fight if I just had the invuln boost. So I believe you that it works. I don't think it makes a big difference. I'm just not following you, Antrasis. When I don't. What are you talking about with Corvus being nerfed? Corvus is still one of the most powerful war attackers in the entire game. I don't know what I just did there. Okay, but you keep saying, Antrasis, that Herc being better was why people weren't upset about the change. What change? Because Corvus didn't actually change. And he's still one of the most competitive war attackers in the game. He still trivializes 2 entire classes of defenders. Every new mutant and tech that comes out is filtered through Are they, like, is it safe to ramp Corvus against them? Like, I understand that Hercules is stronger. He is more distortionary. But that's not a nerf to Corvus. He's still broken. He's not that great to use. But that's the thing. Corvus was never good to use outside of certain situations. It's just he's busted in those situations. And he never stopped being busted in those situations. So I'm not following you. Well, that was fun and interactive. Alright. We're gonna stop trying to heavy counter that. He's not a first option anymore. Except all the times that he is. Take care, Snoops. Have a good one. I don't know. I'm just not with you there. Alright, we need to stick to the special one now. He's healing too much. Close it out. Ugh. It's gross. Gore is so annoying. Yes, Crocodile. We're getting 2 seasons of Planetary Endurance. Okay, so is your point, Entrasis, that content is trying to adapt to Hercules but can't because he's too strong? Because that is true, yes. He is so strong that it is not possible to truly stop him with content without knock-ons. It's kind of the same way that you couldn't truly stop Ghost and Quake in War, and when Kabam added True Focus to the mini-boss island, it hit a whole bunch of other people and didn't solve the problem. If that's what you are trying to say, I completely agree with that. I don't think Like, I'm not with you on useless, but yes, on that point, I'm completely with you, and it's true, and that is why Hercules needs to be nerfed. Is Reed a good gore counter? He's not bad. You have to parry a fair amount, so it's kind of annoying when debuffs start getting through, but yeah, he works. If Herc were to get nerfed, I would hope it would stay between the range of Hulkling and Hyperion. I mean, that's... So there's a couple things here, Prakar. First off, I agree with you that he would stay very, very strong. That's what I keep saying. Like, we wouldn't put him in a place where you wouldn't want to use him. As I keep saying, we've learned that lesson. I'm pretty confident we have. I don't think that there's an exact target that I would be willing to commit to if I were in charge of it, but like he would stay very, very good. So I think we're probably on the same page there. See, that's why I was confused by what you were saying, Entrasis, because you were saying don't nerf him, but then you were laying out like one of the single best arguments for why he should be nerfed. That's why I was having trouble. Is it his immortality that needs to be nerfed or something else? It's not just one thing. He's too strong across the board, Vanilla. Like, his immortality is too strong. It lasts too long. It's too hard to interact with. Like, the fact... One way or another, it's too much. Like, maybe if it doesn't let him go unblockable, maybe 12 seconds is okay. Maybe him not going unblockable and it being 12 seconds is okay if it doesn't pause. Maybe unblockable and pausing is okay if it's like 3 seconds. You get what I'm saying? Like, there are a number of different axes on his immortality that we could probably play around with to put it in a good place. But the immortality is not the problem. The immortality is one of the problems. And the immortality is part of what makes him nutty in content. But his damage is also way, way too high. His ramp up is limited to 2 or 3 persistent charges. See, that's the thing. I think it would be really interesting if Hercules were actually a ramp up character. Imagine if intercepting with him gave you exactly 1 strength per fight. And so if you didn't do the whole special 3 knockdown thing, it actually took 6 fights to get to 12. How high his damage starts and how well he synergizes with the recoil masteries might be interesting at that point. That's the thing, G. It might be balanced. I would still want to test it because Herc is so cracked that I'm not sure that would be enough, but it would be a good place to start. I think the Infuriate in the true sense would absolutely stay. The triple buffs would absolutely stay. I think the tuning on all of them would probably come down. But I don't think the Infuriate should be 60%. Like, offensive ability accuracy reduction is something that we associate with the tech class, not the cosmic class. It makes no sense for his offensive ability accuracy reduction to be stronger than almost everyone else's. Like, it's on par with Warlock at 2 infections, who is already one of the strongest at that particular kind of ability. That, in my opinion, is stupid. Maybe, Prakar, but the healing is still really strong, because Immortal Hulk has to earn his, right? If he uses it, he then has to recharge it. It's based on the gamma. There's a cooldown on it. Like, it's... But the other thing is that the reason Immortal Hulk's is as good as it is because it's almost guaranteed to happen. His play style puts him towards that. Hercules' doesn't. So it's... I don't know. Oh, come on. Like, maybe that's something I would change about Nova. That the Nova Surge buff doubled the charges you get from dashing forward, but froze your overtime gain of charges, because it sucks so much for when you're baiting out a special when you just, like, tick up to 100. I hate it so much. Hey, no. No, Scargo. I mean, CGR is nuts. CGR is arguably too strong, but CGR does not revive spam the way Herc does. And that's a huge difference. And I don't think Absorbing Man should ever have access to an Infuriate debuff. Now we'll appreciate this next part. The thing about Infuriate is that I think it makes sense on intercept champions. Absorbing Man is not an intercept champion. He is an interrupt champion. His ability works on sidesteps. His ability works on punishes. So does Hercules's. Hercules doesn't need the Infuriate because of how his window works. He can sidestep and get intercept credit. He doesn't need it in his current form. If his window actually was correct, then his Infuriate makes sense. And that's why Absorbing Man never is going to need Infuriate, because his window is intentionally wide. He has a lot of different ways to access that. He doesn't need to intercept. Black Panther and Venom Pool actually make sense with an Infuriate. Nova, if you change him to actually benefit from intercept instead of it being worse for him, makes sense for an Infuriate. Mantis makes sense for an Infuriate. Like, there are a bunch of champions that make sense for an Infuriate. Hercules in his current form is not one of them, for the same reason that Absorbing Man isn't, and never will be. But Hercules can be fixed. It is worth a shot, Scarco. Cool, that's what I was hoping for. You can say that, Javon. It doesn't make it true. Nah, Scarco. We we already went on one full-blown Herc rant today. I don't think I have another one in me. A lot of people are under that impression, Bleezy. I am not. I won't pretend everyone at Kabam agrees. But it's never off the table. It's enshrined in the terms of service, and so we do have the ability to do it. Was I doing before Kabam employment? Professional musician. My degrees are in trombone. Hey, Joey. Herc is not a mistake. Herc absolutely was a mistake. Herc saves us from using a lot of revives. That is a mistake if you should have revived. Would just make a lot of people leave. I'm sorry, Zach, but let them. Like, if you're gonna leave over something that would be that good for the game's health, drive you away from the game, I think the game will be better without you. This node is a bit too slow for Airwalker. No, but I'll leave him for this synergy because I'm having fun with Nova. I'm gonna drop Gallon, though. Herc is necessary? No, he's not. He absolutely is not. Yeah, Toad is amazing. Psycho Man makes sense for Infuriate. I'd buy that one too, Dan. I don't agree at all, Vanilla. I look, if you want to hear my response to that, just scroll the stream back a bit. I'm not going through the whole car analogy again. Hey Vega, how's it going? It's not just relying on the terms and conditions. It's not a physical good. And it, like, again, it's terms of service. This game is a service. You did not walk away with a good. There is a difference. Incursion Zone 25 would be impossible without Herc. Then Herc should be nerfed and it should be adjusted accordingly. That doesn't justify what he is. My pixels don't retain their value. No, I don't remember Bleezy, but that was a while ago. Speaking of growth, I remember when Auto's Special 2 scared the bejesus out of me. You can do Zone 25 with mods? I hope you mean hacks. No, this has nothing to do with making the game money, coach. I've felt this way for so much longer than I've been an employee, and if I sound a little annoyed, it's because I am insulted. That's not where I'm coming from. It's good for the long term health of the game because it would make the game more money. It's also good for the long term health of the game because Herc is actively getting in the way of everyone else. Balanced games are more interesting. This game is more interesting if more champions are better because they're not in Hercules' shadow. This is not about money. This is about the fact that he is actively making the game worse. I don't agree, Javon. I don't think that's nearly good enough. An ascended 6-star Hercules is going to be relevant for so long. And that's the other thing. If Hercules is actually the fun and interesting champion that everyone says he is, then let him be nerfed so he can come as a 7-star. It's better for all of us. I missed before DLO was an employee and streams weren't just coming after him about Herc and hackers. I get where you're coming from. So hacks and incursions refers to the bonuses that you get at the ends of zones and trasses, not actual cheating. Herc is a 7-star, not going to happen. That was a spill of tea. I'm not in charge of anything, but it's my assumption the same way it's everyone else's assumption. I also think it would be more interesting if it wasn't true. But I think the only way it's going to be true is if Herc is more interesting. Yeah, nerd, they're neat. That's a lot of allegations and Trassus, and I'm not gonna deal with that right now. Nah, I don't agree with you, coach. If you make champions as good as Hercules, ugh, you're diluting the game. It would also be, in my opinion, much, much more difficult. That's not even an opinion. It would be way, way more difficult to bring 200 champions to the level of Hercules, as opposed to just bringing him back down. Like that is If you're familiar with Occam's razor, like the simplest solution being the best, nerfing Hercules is the simplest solution. Yeah, and as Zach is saying, it would also affect content. That's just not a good idea in my opinion. Nice, WTF. I love my rank 4 hype. I didn't enjoy the rage meta either, coach. I don't think that that does anything to back up your suggestion. Was Quake always intended to be played the way she gets played? Oh. I'm gonna decline to answer on that one. Sorry, noob. I've only heard like third hand anyway. Quake's designer doesn't work at Kabam anymore. So better just not to speak to it. More damage, more fun. Nah, man. I'm not gonna meet you there. This game is good because of its complexity. It's not better because of the character that takes a big steaming one all over that complexity. I agree with that, Intrassus. I do think that we should absolutely unlock all of those old cameras. I think there have been some discussions about that. I hope we end up doing it. Yeah, the internet exists, Scarco, but like good game design shouldn't just require you to like look things up. I mean, I understand that you found it interesting. But it's just this game in a similar vein, right? Like this isn't the kind of game where should be able to take one generically powerful character or a couple generically powerful characters and clear any path. The value of this game is in the RPG answers, the complexity, the interactions, and that requires planning. Like, you can maybe justify locked cameras on some of the early acts, but it was in my opinion, an actively bad idea in Labyrinth and Abyss. And we will not be doing that in the next endgame piece of content. That's fine, Javon. I talked about this earlier. Resources can be given back, and as for crystal openings, based on everything you've said, I think you have gotten plenty of value out of Hercules. I was born in 93, functional patterns, yeah. No point in hiding that one at this point. Oh, come on, please throw it. Alright. I cannot wait for that to stop whiffing. That is so annoying. I keep doing it too because I keep forgetting that that's a thing. It's like, of course this strike will work. Will work. The others do. Nope. Yeah, Viv is very interesting to me, Zach. I agree with you there. All content can be done without Herc, just on the slow side. Sometimes I regret getting Herc and Kitty because I spam them. Yeah, I really do think that it gets in the way both of enjoyment and of like personal growth. I pulled Quake as a 5 star immediately upon exploring Act 6, and I am glad I did. Because I had to find other ways around the challenges that everyone else just said, just Quake it. Game is too complex. It's become so challenging. It's barely fun anymore. I wish I could just play. No planning or thinking, just play. Then I don't think this is the game for you, Mr. WTF. And like, I'm not saying that because that's my vision for it. I'm saying, why play this game? Why not play like another fighting game? Like the Sorry, I have to explain this because I don't want to just say that my vision is right and yours is wrong. What I mean is that like the reason I think this game is special is because you have a game that fundamentally just has a couple inputs. You don't have a full like arcade control, or you don't have an arcade screen in front of you. You don't have a full Xbox or PlayStation controller. You have like dash and tap on two sides of the screen and a special button. That's it. And somehow a long string of designers have managed to turn that into an interesting game. The only way that works over 250 characters is with a certain amount of complexity. The only way that that has any real staying power and value is with interactions. It has to require planning, it has to require thinking, or it wouldn't still be here 8 years later. The goal of this game is to last. And I don't think that that's compatible with a vision of it where you don't have to think. I think it would be neat if you could play this on Xbox Antrasis, but it would also be kind of weird because, like I just said, you'd be using like 4 buttons, and I think that's a good thing. I brought Mojo for this Crossbones with a House of X pre-fight. That's cool, Pleasy. I like that. I agree, ASAP. I enjoy Midnight Suns a lot, but that's just a completely different kind of game. That's like a story character driven RPG. Anyway, I've definitely streamed for long enough, and I can already feel my fiance giving me the side eye for how long I stream. So I am going to go to bed. But thank you all for hanging out for the discussion. I know it gets spirited in places, but that is often the purpose of these streams. Nobody called anybody names, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I get what you mean, Antrasis. It's true. All right, take care, everyone. Have a good weekend.